Hey guys, welcome back. It's Fallon, and today we are going to be ranking all of my college courses that I've taken so far. Me in this shadow that I can't get rid of. So basically, I'm a junior in college right now, and I've taken like 60 something credits. So I thought it would be good to like rank all the college courses, and if you've taken these courses, then you can like compare, contrast, I guess, and like if you haven't taken them, here's some insight on the ones you should take and the ones you shouldn't take, because honestly you should try to make college as easy as possible. You shouldn't like try your best to like take all these hard classes, because it really doesn't matter. Just like, I mean, unless you're really interested into the subject, but my motto is to take the easiest classes that I can for my major, which isn't really saying much because I'm a chemistry major and a math minor, so like it can only be so easy. But let me just show you what I got so far. So, of course, the first thing I had to do was actually write down all of my classes and list them out, which I don't think I actually wrote down all of them in retrospect, but I tried my best, and this was the hardest part of making this whole video, so yeah. So the easiest class I have taken in college so far was human health. This was such a waste of time. I don't know why I had to take this class. Now, I would say out of all my classes, I actually did learn a lot about this class. So I guess it means that the class was useful. I don't know, but I guess it worked because I did learn a lot. It was super easy. You just read the notes and took a quiz, read the notes, take the quiz, or like read the textbook. And so if you're looking for an easy class to get that requirement out the way, I would do health for sure. My next easiest class is photography. I took digital photography for what I thought was a fine art, but for some reason digital photography doesn't count as a fine art, so it ended up being like my elective course. And I really like photography. Well, like I really like photography. Like I like the idea of photography, but like I'm not a photographer or nothing. And I took the class before in like middle school, and it was literally the same as middle school. So the same format, the same things I learned. It was no different. This is basically a middle school course. They just put like college on top of it. So this is a good one to take. And then we have government. Government was literally, okay, I took government in high school too, online in like 6 weeks. And this was literally the same exact course. When I say copy paste, this college course was literally the same as the high school course I took. You really don't have to learn anything. I still don't know much about the government. All the answers are on Quizlet for the quizzes, so y'all remember that. Literally all the answers are on Quizlet, and once I figured that out, it was over. College algebra comes in at number 4. This is the first math class. I'm really mad. Oh my god, I'm squinting. I am really mad that I had to take this course in the first place, just because, oh my god, the sun. I'm really mad that I had to take this course in the first place because I should have just started off with calculus, because I already took calculus. But when I took the AccuPlacer, I didn't rank high enough for calculus, even though I had already taken it and passed it. So instead of putting me in calculus like I should have, they threw me into stupid college algebra, which was a waste of time, and trig, both of those. I had to do both in order to qualify for calculus, which that was a scam for them to make more money. So college algebra was super easy. It was basically just algebra 2, like just get a good calculator and you can do the whole course with like no problems at all. And then we have macroeconomics. So I would say this class was easy because of the course load, but the actual class itself is like moderately difficult. So what I mean by that is that you basically, like for my class, I just took notes and took the quiz. This is before I knew about Quizlet. All the answers are probably on Quizlet. I didn't even know. So I did the quizzes. I got like a C on every quiz. But how I pulled off the B was, then the semester we had to write a 10-page paper, and I wrote it about the economic situation in Venezuela, and it had like graphs and stuff. And I really recommend, if you have to write a long paper like that, don't choose like the most interesting topic. Choose a topic that has the most information. So like, if you're familiar with Venezuela, there's a lot of like, their economy is a hot mess. I think it's like the worst economy in the world or something like that, but like it's actually really interesting. But there's so many issues, there's so many layers, so like it was perfect to write a paper that long. and that's like an executive decision that I had to make, and I'm glad I did because I got a 99% on it. And then so basically I just skirted through the rest of the course and went hard at the end, and I ended up with a B. So that's why this is at number 5. But honestly, I didn't learn anything in economics. It was actually it's kind of complicated, but I didn't really care to learn about it, so I just got through the course. So that's why it's like in the middle, you know? And then we have trig. I hate trig so much. I'm glad I never have to take trig again. Trig was very hard. It shouldn't have been that hard because I had already taken calculus, and I was pretty familiar with trig because I'd taken trig before. But for some reason, it's so hard for me. So is geometry. They're really, really hard for me for exactly no reason. I don't know why. Like, I think normally trig probably wouldn't be like this high up in hard courses, but for me it was extremely hard. I barely passed. I have no idea how. It sounds like I sound so dumb saying I barely passed trig, but it was so hard, and I don't know why it was so hard. So there you go. Trig is at number 6 out of 10. So yeah. And then we have English composition 1 and 2. This makes me really mad because the actual class wasn't hard, like, at all. It was super easy. You just wrote a couple papers. But for some reason, like, I guess because it's writing, you're at the discretion of the instructor. And I don't know what it was, but my papers were very, like, they were pretty good enough to get, like, good grades. Yeah, I got, like, I should have got an A in this class. That's what I'm trying to say, is that I should have got an A, but I didn't. So that's why this class is at number 7, because like that's why I'm such a STEM major, but like I hate English and like all the stuff you guys write papers for, because it's up to the instructor whether they like it or not. All my papers were like technically sound. They were pretty good, especially for like community college. Yet somehow I didn't get an A on these papers, and it just makes me really mad. You know, makes me really mad because these classes were supposed to be my easy classes to keep my GPA up. Like, I mean, like, STEM majors know you have your classes that keep your GPA up, because your STEM classes will probably not do that. So I tried really hard and somehow ended up with like a B and a C. So that's very, like, it's embarrassing to say it. Like, it's really embarrassing. Now we get into the fun classes, my actual STEM courses, my actual courses for my major. So coming in number 8 of the hardest courses, the 3rd hardest class is chemistry 1 and 2. Chemistry 1 was pretty easy because I already taken chemistry 1,000 times. Chemistry 2, however, which is why is at number 8, this is the set of courses, is because chemistry 2 was one of the hardest classes I've ever taken, just because it was about like acids, and there was like a lot of ratios and like math involved or something. I honestly don't remember, but acids and bases are not my thing. I learned that during Chem 2. I thought Chem 2 was going to go more into depth about like nuclear and stuff, but it didn't. It just was the whole course about like acids, bases, and reactions, and it was very, very hard. The labs were really hard because I had to do them by myself because I took the classes online. And so Chem 2 is bringing down Chem 1 as far as hard. Chem 1 is very, very easy, but Chem 2, it was so hard, so unexpectedly hard. It really threw me off. I think that's why I kind of struggled in the beginning, because I was not expecting it to be that hard, but it was. So, and then coming at number 9, the 2nd hardest class is calculus 1, 2, and 3. So let's break this down. I put them in a set to like save time, but like calc 1 I had already taken, so calc 1 wasn't that hard, right? Calc 2 was very, very hard. Like, I don't know what I was supposed to learn in Calc 2. I didn't learn anything in Calc 2. Well, I mean, I guess I did because I passed. I passed all the calculus in the first try somehow. But, like, Calc 2 was very, very difficult. It was, if I'm being honest. It was the hardest one. And then Calc 3 was not as hard as Calc 1 and 2. But it took a long, it was very, very, very tedious. Now, if you've taken Calc, you know that all the calculuses are very tedious, right? Now imagine like it being more tedious. Like, think of something more tedious than tedious, and that's where Calc 3 comes in. Calc 3, you take like 40 minutes to solve a problem with your calculator, because you do the calculator part, because your calculator stops being like that useful in Calc 1 and Calc 3. And so like you have to learn everything first of all, which takes time. You have to learn it, and then after you learn it, you have to like do the problems, right? So Calc 3 was like, it just took so long to do every single problem that I spent the most time of any of my classes on Calc 3. And it wasn't even that hard. Like, I really did understand it. I got my first 100% on a math test in Calc 3 because Calc 3 was a lot simpler, very, very straightforward, but it just took so much time. And like, if you want to be successful, you're gonna have to be willing to put in a lot of time, which, I mean, that's just with sim classes in general, but like Calc 3 is really where I was like, wow, like this is gonna take a lot. People used to think I was lying when I'm like, oh, I have homework, and then they're like, you know what, you just don't hang out. I'm like, no, sis, you're a business major, we're not the same. Statistics and Calc 3s is not the same. Stats may be more hard. I don't know, I've never taken stats, but Calc 3 takes 5 times as long. So yeah, I have priorities, you know. And then the hardest college course that I have taken so far, and I have not passed. I have to take it again, even though both times I was so close to passing. Organic chemistry. Organic chemistry caught me off guard. I'm thinking like, okay, we're learning about like carbon compounds, like it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be good. And it is all of those things. It is fun and good, but like they don't, like, I didn't know that to do Calc 3, I mean to do OChem, that you basically relearn chemistry from a completely different lens. It's like there's chemistry and there's organic chemistry. They are 2 different subjects. They are not the same. They're completely different rules. It's basically another, like, it's just call it organic. Don't call it chemistry anymore, because you're thinking like chemistry is like, oh, it's like all based off the same things. No, OChem has different rules. The rules are more complicated and there's a lot more to learn. So that OChem caught me off guard. And like, let me just say, I know 80% of OChem now, so I'm taking it twice. I'm just working on mastering that last part. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get an A this semester, because I'm really confident I'm gonna get an A. And then I have like my cousin who's gonna be my tutor. Because another reason why it was so hard is because I was doing it online, so I had to learn it all by myself, which is really detrimental. Like, it was really hard to like just sit and try to learn organic chemistry by myself. I really need someone to like sit down. So let me take a breath. I really needed someone to sit down and explain it to me, but since I didn't have that, I really struggled, and the OChem labs were the hardest. I'm already not good at labs, and then doing labs at home by yourself, and then OChem labs, which are completely different from regular chem labs, it was just very, very hard. So that's why organic chemistry is the hardest class. The hardest class I've taken so far is organic chemistry. I have heard this one of the hardest college courses, so hopefully that means like the rest of my chem courses I'll have luck, you know, but I guess we'll never know. So guys, that is the end of the video. That's it. That is the definitive college ranking list of all the college courses I've taken. So I hope you guys really like it, and comment the hardest college course you've taken, and comment the easiest college course you've taken. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you guys next time.